It's a matchup between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Houston Texans. And we are underway from NRG Stadium in Houston. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line.
Ready? Right, 55. Check, 55. Mike. Watch the curve. Watch the curve.
They'll run for the first time with Tevin Coleman. Only a couple for him there on the game's first play, and it's second down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Here's 2nd and 8. That ball caught by the former Toledo Rocket, Deontay Johnson. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. A gain of 10, good for a Steeler first down. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. They'll run with Coleman on first down. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
Here we go on 2nd and 12. That's caught by the 6'8" tight end, Zach Gentry. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. 22 yards there, a first down.
And the Steelers first down.
So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 47. From the gun, it's a handoff to Coleman. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. It's a loss of 5 there, bringing up 2nd. We've become so accustomed to it, you sort of take it for granted.
You really do, but he is so good that every team in his division, every year is trying to make sure they draft people charged with trying to block J.J. Watt. So far, hasn't been too successful.
So now they operate back from their side of the field here, 2nd and long. 2nd and 15. Under pressure here, and down he goes. Sacked back at about the 43-yard line. The sack there by J.J. Watt. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. Now back to throw. And the pressure gets to him again.
Well, that's the 2nd time he's been sacked so far in the first half. And if they have designs on having a big year, on going anywhere, they've got to find a way to keep him upright so he can throw the football.
On 4th down, on is the punter, Colby Wadman. On the return, it's White. Good blocking there, nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. On the NFL scoreboard, an update from Foxborough. The Jets are out to the early lead. We'll keep you updated on that one as it progresses. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Hey, man, watch the boot, watch the boot.
Hey, 59.
A shotgun snap for Watson. This one grabbed by A.J. Green. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Able to get 7 on that 1st down pass play. 2nd and 3.
Hey, 31. Hey, 25. 54.
Here's Watson. Green brings it in. And now the ball's out. Fumble near midfield. But this will get out of bounds, so possession will stay the same.
I don't know about you, but I could hear and feel the sigh of relief all the way up here in our booth.
That was palpable. The sideline, the friend there.
No doubt about it. If the ball goes over the sideline, able to retain possession, no turnover. I know his coaches are screaming, just hang on to the ball, man.
Tight dog. Sponge.
They'll run for the first time with Johnson. And he'll get this one across midfield and down into Steeler territory. And they give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
Watch the run.
Back to throw, Watson. Flushed out right. He's got it to Williams. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. The catch and run, good for 18 and a 1st down.
That's good for the Texans. 1st down. 1st and 10 at the
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. No score after 1 on EA Sports. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Motion.
Alert!
55. It's our time.
From the gun, here's Watson. That's complete. It's Collins.
What I love about watching the passing game nowadays is that the one-dimensional receiver is really starting to leave the game. You've got to be able to do it all. Of course, you got to run fast. Of course, you got to catch the ball. But route running savvy and toughness, there's a premium for all of that now.
Four yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. Watson now to throw. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Javon Hargrave, the D tackle, getting the sack. They got to get it to the 21 here on 3rd down. Out of the gun, Watson. And he's got the completion to Hopkins. And they're going to have themselves another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 16. And a nice start there to the aerial attack to pick up the 1st.
And I think preseason is officially over now. Getting into the groove of the regular season, that's a great way to get started. First drive of the season, what a nice completion.
And power running here down to the 6-yard line. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be 2nd down.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
They stay on the ground. This time it's Williams. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. Give him 2 yards. That sets him up 1st and goal.
Now that's the way to do it. Hand it to someone with vision and good footwork and add in a little bit of power, and you find a way to pick up 1st downs.
They'll try and run. This is Johnson. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. Now after the play, it looks like there's a Texan here slow to get up. Hate to see this. Week 1 of the season. We'll be back. On 2nd and goal, standing alone in the backfield is Williams. They'll give it to him up the middle. And he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
The short field shrinks even more with the type of bodies they brought in on that play. Those extra tight ends, they weren't able to secure their blocks, and that one ended up going backwards.
This has been a long drive. You got to figure a field goal would be a letdown. Can they convert now on 3rd and goal? Now it's Watson into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Blake Martinez. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Brandon, this is why golfers do their best to never count a score in their head before the ball goes in the cup. This looked like a slam dunk for points on this drive, didn't it? Instead, they throw an interception, and they're going to come away empty.
And able to get it across the 10 to the 15. It's a Pittsburgh 1st down, a gain of 13.
Sometimes you get just a little over-eager defensively when you've got people backed up because the mentality is to attack, take the ball away, or at worst, just keep them backed up there for your own offense. They actually used their aggressiveness against them on that one and hit them big.
Absolutely. Had them pinned on the 2. Not anymore. And a short gain across the 15 to the 17-yard line. It's a pickup of 3, and we have now arrived at the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes on the clock in what's been a scoreless first half. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes, we'll again head down to visit with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando, back for another year. He'll have scores from around the NFL here on this opening weekend. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. Right now in the second quarter on the defensive side, they got to feel pretty good about what they're doing.
They should embrace the feeling they have now, embrace the way that they're playing, and continue that through the half. I know defensive coordinators, sometimes they overthink it, start wondering how they're going to be attacked. Just keep doing what you're doing because it's working.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Being chased out left. He can run for it, and he will. This is Johnson. He's got it. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. Well, we knew he was close to the line of scrimmage, and they say he stepped over.
Well, when you see him in that position, you think he's become a runner. As a DB, you start to react towards the line of scrimmage. They can often throw it over your head.
This is away and a very good kick, angled for the sidelines. So out of bounds on the punt, and the spot will be, the side judge says, right at the 35-yard line here. An NFL update, second quarter now in Jacksonville. And the Jags, they're out to an early lead there. I have a feeling that one's going to stay tight throughout. We'll continue to monitor. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. It's complete to Hopkins. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. A big one there for the Texans, 18 yards. On first down, it's Watson. He's going to look deep, end zone for Hopkins. And nearly picked it off. He had a chance to come down with that in the end zone, but it'll wind up just being incomplete.
Well, nearly another interception there. That would have been 2 drives in a row with a pick. He's got to start taking care of the ball way better than what we're seeing.
Interestingly, that throw was probably worse than the one he threw the interception on last drive, but fell incomplete. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Throwing again is Watson. Finding Green complete. Touchdown, Houston. A.J. Green, 47 yards, as his guys are first onto the scoreboard here this afternoon.
And that touchdown gives them a touchdown lead before they attempt the extra point. What a great way to end the half.
Yeah, great job to put themselves in front, and now see on the sideline, special teams defense scrambling, saying we want to preserve this for the final moments of this second quarter. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. Around the NFL, they're into the second quarter in the Meadowlands. And the Redskins there out to an early lead. And we'll keep you abreast of how that one shakes out. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. Inside of a minute left in the half, does the fact that you're down on the scoreboard influence what you do, or I guess don't do on this final drive? Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The Clemson product, DJ Reader, got in for the sack. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. On play action, they'll throw. He's going to fire one deep, middle of a battle for it, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Dante Hightower. That's not one that he's going to want to remember, but he had to get it out of the way at some point, his first career interception.
And if he's the guy that they think he is, he's not laughing it off, but he's also not going to let it affect him as the game proceeds. He's going to go back out there, still be the same confident kid. The reason that...
And now this is intercepted. My goodness. It's Devin Bush, the linebacker, who picks it.
Let's go. Interception, baby.
His guys take over first and 10 at the 13-yard line.
Let's go now. Touchdown. Get him.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And he's going to go down. He's sacked back at the 24. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. And now a timeout defensively after that first down play. So they're going to make this offense sweat out half number 1. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. This a 40-yard attempt from the left hash. And the former Rice Al Boswell puts this one through in his return to Houston. So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report. We'll see if Week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They have the lead now. They'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had an ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
Not today, you are. Not today.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Watson nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Give the sack to Blake Martinez.
I think normally we would talk about this more with basketball players and football players, but let's adopt it in this case. He's a stat sheet stuffer.
Had the interception earlier, now a sack. But he just needs a touchdown for the trifecta.
That's about all he needs, and he's going to go for it.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect. So good work there on the defensive side for the first drive of the second half.
Yeah, and until their offense can get into rhythm, their defensive players and staff have got to say to themselves, we've got to make it work. We've got to stand in here and make sure nothing else happens until our guys start moving the ball.
That's taken on the 25. And when it's said and done, it's a 58-yard punt. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And with the way this offense has played thus far, to be frank, they got to feel pretty grateful to be in the ball game.
I would agree with you totally because they've done all of nothing offensively in this game, yet they still find themselves in a position on this drive where a touchdown can give them the lead. They need to take advantage of it.
Now they're still looking for that first touchdown here in the 3rd quarter. All they have so far, the field goal. Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 29.
All day. Check.
2nd and 10. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away, and now it's 3rd.
We've seen these defenses make enough opportunistic plays to keep this one low scoring. Flying around, making plays on the ball, and we see yet another errant throw as a result.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
54. Mike 54.
Watch the run.
And the blitz does come. Open man, Smith-Schuster, it's complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. That one goes for 30 yards. They'll run on 1st down. Coleman, he's got the 1st down here inside the 30. And he'll be taken down at the 26. The Steelers picking up 15 yards there and a 1st down.
Check. Watch 54. Watch 54. Watch the pass.
Back to throw now on first down. And a big loss here as he's taken down. DJ Reader able to get in there for his second sack of the afternoon.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
Looking to throw. Flush to his right. It's wearing the tight end with it. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. A big gain there after going backwards, and that'll lead to a third down. Cool under pressure right there, escaping the pocket and finding what I think was not his primary target.
And some of these guys are just so comfortable getting outside of the pocket that they'll do it on purpose. It doesn't even need to be a breakdown. They move, and they know it affects the defense, because a lot of times you get lost in coverage in the secondary, and I think you're exactly right. Wasn't his primary target. Found a secondary guy who sprang open, probably because of his movement out of the pocket.
So out comes a field goal team now for the second time here today. This just a 35-yard attempt from the left hash. And the former Rice Al Boswell puts this one through in his return to Houston. And they'll get it back within a point at 7-6. So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays, and when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
Fielded about a yard deep. And his guys are going to start their drive right at the 20-yard line. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the...
Oh, the ball is out. Watson lost it. And it's picked up by the Steelers. And he's going to get this one to the 23-yard line.
When I see a play like that, I come back to risk-reward. I don't know about you, but is it worth it at that point, whatever you're going to pick up, to either take the hit, and in this case, lose the football?
Well, it should have gone down. I mean, hindsight's always 20/20, but that's the safe play.
You're exactly right. Hindsight's really never wrong, is it? Because you can analyze it, but I think ultimately you got to look at it as a first option. Taking care of the ball, getting what you can, and that's it. Don't worry about it anymore.
That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. Here's a 2nd and 7. Eluding the pressure right. Over the middle, and it's incomplete. He was hoping to get that one to Tevin Coleman in space, and it's 3rd down.
Just work with me a second here, because in my lifetime, seeing how quarterback percentages have changed in throwing the football, I mean, back in the good old days, if you were around 50%, you were doing okay. But now, you need to be 65 to 70% to be considered an elite quarterback. And in this ball game, I feel like we're playing old school, right around 50%.
Yeah, he's under 50%. He needs to start hitting more targets.
Credit the secondary and credit the defensive game plan. They've been in his hip pocket all game long. They understood coming in that he was a big-time receiver.
And the former Rice Al Boswell puts this one through in his return to Houston. And they jump back in front here. It's 9-7. All 9 points for him coming via the field goal, and this last one puts him out in front.
All the field goals are great, but you know I'm going to get pessimistic here, right? Because you've got to score touchdowns to win games in the NFL. I just wonder if all these field goals, great now, I wonder if they'll come back and haunt them later on.
And he'll be taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Ryan Shazier got in that time, the first-round pick of 2014. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. Zero accountability, and a sack resulted.
To try again after the sack. Watson forced out to his left. Now he'll pull it down. And he'll get it up to the 12-yard line here. All that gets him is just a yard, and now it's third down.
Brings up third down.
And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. And that'll do it for the end of the second quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. The Texans on third down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 19. Watson escaping the pressure right. He's going to air it out, and he's going to be intercepted a third time. The safety, Terrell Edmonds, picks it. That interception sets them up beautifully already in the red zone.
And you can hear it all the way up here. Oski, everyone turned to block, find a spot, and now they're set up inside the red zone for their offense.
Just week 1, but already plenty of intrigue with the games going on, and this one no different as we come up on a 1st and 10. Dancing to his left. And now he's going to use his left. Oh, no, he lost the football. But this will fortunately wind up out of bounds. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be 2nd and a couple. On 2nd down, Connor looking for space. And here he'll get it down to the 7. 4 yards on the play. That's going to lead to 1st and goal.
Well, it is our business to analyze what we saw out there. And on that play, I saw a defense staying in base, not taking a chance, not blitzing in a situation where they absolutely need the football there. That's either a case of overthinking it or not thinking it through.
If you do blitz, do you have to be careful about where you're coming from, or are you just coming from all angles?
You have to be careful about where you're coming from, obviously. But at this stage, you have to take a few chances as well.
They'll try again here from the 7 on 2nd and goal. Now back to throw. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. How about the defensive effort from both of these teams that we've seen in this game?
Would you say it's like a high-stakes chess match right now?
Chess is one way to go. Yeah, I like it.
Okay, the only reason I say that, you feel like they're contemplating their moves before actually making one, and none of them being done very confidently.
Truth be told, I've never played chess, and I know that I'm not smart enough to play chess. Guys like you with your IQ, you can... That is caught. It's Juju for the Steeler touchdown. A 7-yard touchdown grab. And the Steelers capitalize on the short field as they take it in for 6. Extra point put through by Boswell. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35. Watson now, throwing again. And he's got his receiver. That's Sammy Watkins. Give him 17 on the pickup there, and the Texans also get a new set of downs. On 1st and 10, Watson. And his throw is incomplete. Damian Williams, the man he was looking for. But it'll be 2nd down.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Watson's throw pulled in by Hopkins. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. 15 yards, the Texans pick up the first down. But correct me if I'm wrong, you're down 2 scores. I don't think you need to rush just yet, but you can't take your time either.
Yeah, even if you don't want to commit to full 2-minute offense, you have to up the tempo, up the urgency. Maybe you're starting to call 2 plays in a huddle each time you snap the ball.
To throw is Watson. Under pressure now, Watson, and down he goes. T.J. Watt causing the disruption. He gets the sack.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
So now 20 yards to go on second down after the sack. Work to be done. Going to throw right side here, complete. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. Give him 32 on the play. And it looks like this will be the last play before the 2-minute warning. Watson on first down. This is caught. Watkins. And it looks like he'll be just a yard shy of the 5 here as he's out at the 6. So it's Texans football as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Green brings it in. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive. Here's Watson. And this results in 6. Touchdown. Deshaun Watson, already his 2nd touchdown here in this opening weekend, as they have now chopped this lead down to 3. Important extra point up and through, and the lead is down to 2. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. This is taken at his 4. Oh, able to avoid him. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And this game not quite over yet. And we'll likely see them take all 3 timeouts defensively, so they can't just kneel this one out. They're going to have to try to run a few plays.
You're exactly right. They've got to get a first down and make them use up all their timeouts in order to feel like they have this one in hand.
Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Right back to Coleman here on first down. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts as they'll get it with just under 90 seconds remaining. This, in all probability, another run here on 2nd and 8. On 2nd down, it's Coleman. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. The Texans going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. They'll look to throw. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And that's caught inside the 30. And he'll be down deep into Houston territory. A big play that time for Pittsburgh. 44 yards. How about the rookie in his NFL debut? Looking sharp. It's 1st and 10. They'll run here with Coleman out of the gun. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down.
Second and 10 at the 18-yard line.
So after the run for no gain, here's second and 10.
Switch up, switch up.
Now it looks like he'll throw here. And this is caught. And that could seal it. It's a touchdown. They have to love seeing that from their young quarterback here in the fourth quarter, able to further that lead with a touchdown pass.
He didn't go turtle, did he? And you know what I mean by that. I had an old coach used to say all the time, hey, when we have a lead late, don't just tuck in and try and ride it out. Go out and play and extend the lead. And that's what he did.
Boswell good with the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They might be thinking this is close to a lost cause here. Got to play it out. What do they need to do?
Well, they have a thought process in mind already, but they can't get ahead of themselves. They know that they need to score quickly.
Yep, two-score game.
Onside kick and get the ball back and then score again, but they can't worry about the last 2 points. The only thing that matters is scoring quickly, then they'll take it from there.
So this one in the win column for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And with that, our journey begins, Charles. Week 1 in the books. Going to be a great season.
Oh, man, so much to look forward to. Isn't it nice to get a really good game right out of the gate? Preseason behind us. All these games count now, don't they?
Yeah, this is the exciting time with just 1 week gone and plenty of weeks to come. So for the Steelers, not much to complain about here. They come in and steal a victory in a tough place to play on a Sunday night. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for Houston, they obviously fall to 0-1 with the defeat. And they'll look to regroup next week as they head down to Miami to take on the Dolphins. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.